keep the rest locked in. Do not lean too close, do not promise more. You say my name like a condition, I agree without a sound. The room is plain, the light is wrong, your coat's still on the chair. We talk in sentences that stop before they say too much. My hands learn where not to go, yours hesitate, then don't. Measure the distance, keep it intact. This is how we call it care. I stay where the rules have been, and everything is timed. I feel you breathe beside me, like a deadline in my mind. Do not confuse this with being held. If love is just a function, I can learn it well. Outside the street keeps moving like it doesn't need us. Cars pass without opinion, the night keeps its job. You talk about tomorrow as if it's not a test. I nod like I'm convinced. Delay the answer, avoid the word us. I had a life before this posture, before my voice learned to stay low. I had a way of saying want without checking for the cost. Now every touch is logged, every silence counts. Do not improvise, follow procedure. I stay where the rules are thin, but sharp enough to cut. You smile like this is mercy, like this is more than luck. Do not ask why, do not insist. If this is what you call devotion, I won't correct it. Your mouth is close to honest when you say my name. Not warm, not distant, just carefully placed. I think about your sleep, how I'm never there. I think about leaving, then I sit back down. Leaving causes damage, staying does too. No music for a moment, just the sound of waiting. I check myself for signs of something breaking open. And there aren't any. I stay where the rules are thin, because you asked me to. Because wanting less than all of you feels almost true. Do not escalate, remain consistent. I'm good at standing still when that's what love requires. If you ever change the terms, don't announce it. Just let me notice the space where you used to be. Prepare for revision. close and not away. I stand exactly where you left me, at the edge of what we say. Do not cross this line, do not step back. You call this balance, I call it staying. Your apartment smells like order, nothing out of place. Even your mistakes are folded and put back where they belong. I sit where I was told to, the chair remembers me. You talk about your week like I'm part of the room, not part of the day. I keep the distance you allow, it fits me like a roll. I've learned how not to reach for you with my hands or with my goals. Hands remain neutral, voice stays low. If this is how you want me, I can be this slow. There's a moment when you look at me like you almost forgot the rules. Your eyes stay there too long, then you correct them. I pretend not to notice, you pretend I didn't. Adjust the posture, return to form. I used to think love was pressure, something that pushed back. Now it feels more like permission that can be taken back. Every word I choose is smaller, every one reduce. Keep it manageable, keep it manageable, keep it clean. I keep the distance you allow, even when you're close. Your breath moves past my neck like a question I don't pose. Do not misread this, do not advance. I hold myself in place, the way you like me best. Outside, the city doesn't care if I stay or leave inside. I measure every second, you don't ask me to. I imagine touching your face, then I stop halfway. The thought is enough to prove what I'm not doing. Restraint confirm. You lean against the counter, I lean into silence. Nothing happens, and that's the point. I keep the distance you allow, because it keeps you calm. Because loving you directly seems like doing something wrong. Maintain the structure, avoid collapse. I've gotten good at waiting without expecting more. If one day you stand closer and don't explain it, I might not move at all until you tell me I can. Stand by, stand by, stand by. I consent to remain inside the limits you prefer. Not because I don't want more, but because I want you.
Do not complicate this.
You call this being careful, consent to remain where nothing has a name. You touch my arm by accident, then act like it's the same. If this is all you offer, I won't ask you back. There's a tension in your voice when I almost make you laugh. Like joy is a resource you'd rather not spend on me. I think about your mouth when it's not correcting itself. I think about what we'd be without the pauses.
Remove speculation.
I didn't come here to be managed. I didn't plan to feel this still, but something in your careful way feels more honest than a thrill. Every step we don't take starts to feel deliberate. I consent to remain, even when it hurts to do it right. You say I'm easy to be near, I hear easy to keep. I wear that description like it fits. Your silence has a rhythm, I know exactly when to speak. Not to interrupt your thoughts, not to enter them. I imagine saying your name like it's not a request, like it's something I'm allowed to hold on to.
Revise expectation.
We stand too close to call it space, too far to call it us. Nothing breaks, nothing opens. I consent to remain because leaving would explain too much. Because wanting you openly feels louder than I'm meant to be. I stay where you don't have to decide. Adjusting your distance, I might finally notice how long I've been here. Not long enough to settle, not short enough to ignore.
Do not rewind this, do not repeat.
I take what you allow and pretend it's mine. You say my name like a signal, then look away, as if hearing it twice would make it mean too much. I keep my hands in my pockets so they don't betray me. You talk about caution like it's a shared value. You give me temporary permission, and I adjust my breath. I learn how to want you quietly without sounding like regret. Keep it light, keep it light, keep it breathe. You smile when I comply as if that's affection. There's warmth in how you're leaning and pull back in time, like you're practicing control on something that moves. I think about kissing you, not as an action, but as a mistake I almost make. Abort sequence, I almost make. Abort sequence, I almost make. Abort sequence, I almost make. I used to believe in moments that change the shape of things. Now I trust intervals and what they don't promise. If I ask where this is going, you'll say it's fine here. Don't ask again. You give me temporary permission to stay inside your reach. I count the seconds backwards so I don't attach. Attachment detected, override response. You call this being honest, I don't disagree. Your voice lowers when you're close, like you're hiding from yourself. I wonder if you feel it too, or just notice that I do. I tell you something small, so I don't tell you everything. You listen carefully, then move on. Information can stand there. We stand there, nothing resolved, nothing damaged, just held in place. You give me temporary permission, then I act like it's enough, because asking for permanence would change the tone. Do not escalate, maintain access. If one day you forget to take it back, I might not remind you. I might just stay still. Without escalate. This is a low-risk attachment. Nothing heavy, nothing fast. I touch you like it's optional, like it might not last. Keep expectation minimal. this feels correct. I don't argue. You plan your evenings carefully, so I don't fit too much. You leave space in every sentence in case you change your mind. I notice how you relax when I don't ask questions. How calm you seem when I reduce myself. When I reduce myself. This is a low-risk attachment designed to stay intact. I want you in ways I won't say, so nothing has to react. Do not personalize. If wanting less keeps you here, I can do that. Your body moves toward mine, then stops like it was warm. You laugh it off, adjust your stance like nothing happened. I memorize these small retreats. They tell me what you need. Not closeness, but control. Control is nice. I remember loving louder before I learned restraint. Before affection felt like pressure, before calm replaced heat. Now every feeling passes through a filter in my head. This is impact. Proceed only if safe. This is a low-risk attachment where no one has to fall. You keep your voice level even when you want me close. Do not leave. I stay exactly readable, exactly useful. There's something tender in your caution, something almost kind, like you're protecting both of us from what we might become. I think about your hands at night when you're not deciding if they would reach for me or stay disciplined. Decision different. We sit in parallel, close enough to register, far enough to remain unchanged. This is a low-risk attachment, and I sign without a pen, because wanting you completely feels like an event. Events cause instability. I choose the version of love that keeps the room quiet. If you ever miscalculate and hold me too long, I won't correct you. I'll just remember. stay short. Your words don't do not define this. I'm close enough to feel chosen, not close enough to belong. We stand like this too long for it to be casual, too careful for it to be real. You breathe slower when I'm near, like you're calming something down. I don't ask what I already know. Do not bend inside me carefully, like the space is still in use. Your knee almost touches mine and finds another place. I feel the change immediately. Say nothing at all. You look relieved that I noticed and didn't react. Compliance confirmed. Compliance confirmed. We have a quiet agreement that closeness is timed. You stay until it feels too real, then leave right on cue. Exit without damage, return as before. I watch the door like it explains you. You tell me things you wouldn't write, small truths easy to erase. I listen like they don't matter, like I won't keep them. Later, alone, I repeat them until they sound like mine. I correct myself and stop. There's something honest in your limits, something clean in how you stop. If you wanted me completely, you wouldn't be this calm. I used to want collapse, now I prefer control. Control reduces loss. Control reduces loss. We have a quiet agreement that love won't interfere. You touch me like a question you already answered. Do not pursue this. Do not conclude. I respond by staying still where you left me. Your voice changes when you're tired, less managed, almost warm. For a moment I think this could shift. Then you straighten your posture, say my name differently, and the moment closes without resistance. Boundary restored. Boundary restored. The room holds what we don't finish. me stand inside your reach. Not close enough to interrupt you, close enough to feel involved. Do not misread access, do not misread intent. I accept the terms without asking how long. You move around the room like habit, like I've been here before. Your body knows where I won't be. Even before I do, I follow your cues unconsciously. Lower my voice, slow my hands. You don't thank me, but I see it. This is conditional nearness, measured in seconds, not touch. You look at me while speaking, then correct your eyes. I stay still enough to keep you calm. There's something intimate in how you don't explain yourself, like you trust me not to ask, or you trust me to endure. I wonder which one it is, then decide it doesn't matter. Either way, I'm still here. I remember wanting to be chosen without hesitation or review. Now I value being permitted, as long as it repeats. You call this being realistic, I call it learning your shape. This is conditional nearness, and I don't lean in because leaning in would require an answer. I let my presence do all the work. Your fingers brush my sleeve, then stop like you heard something. I don't look down, I don't smile. I let it disappear intact. Later alone, I'll remember it as something mutual. Memory adjusted. No tension breaks, it just stays like pressure under control. This is conditional nearness, and I choose to remain readable because wanting you without limits feels louder than you allow. I stay within range of your comfort. If one evening you step closer without correcting it, I won't move first, I'll wait to see what you undo. Condition stable. I keep a usable silence, something you can stand. I don't say what rises in me, I let it settle down. Do not disclose intent. You stay because I'm quiet, I stay because you do. You speak like you're testing ground, each word placed in check. I listen like it's my role to absorb and not respond. There's weight in what you don't ask, there's comfort in my pause. You relax when I don't move, like I passed inspection. I keep a usable silence, not empty, not cold. It holds everything I don't say, so nothing has to change. You call this understanding, I let you. Your shoulder turns toward mine, then stays exactly there, not touching, not retreating, like a line drawn in air. I feel the urge to close the gap, then feel it leave again. I don't miss it, I manage it. I used to think closeness had to announce itself. Now I recognize it by what gets restrained. If I speak too honestly, you'll hear it as demand, so I edit in advance. I keep a usable silence, and you seem more at ease. You talk longer, breathe slower, like nothing's at risk. I nod at the right moments, then disappear a little. There's a version of me that would reach for you, not abruptly, just enough to matter. I keep him out of sight because he asks for things I'm not allowed to want here. The room stays balanced, nothing sharp, nothing warm, just stable. I keep a usable silence because it keeps you near, because saying your name the wrong way could end this. I let the quiet do the holding. If one night you ask what I'm not saying, I might answer slowly to see if you Everything almost happens. Your hand moves toward mine, then waits for permission. Do not initiate. I mirror your hesitation, so nothing changes. We sit close enough to feel the heat shift, not close enough to explain it. You talk about practical things like the body doesn't listen. I answer with precision like I'm being timed. Accuracy required. This is deferred contact, where wanting is internal. You smile when I don't react, like restraint is attractive. Do not reward impulse, keep my hands busy, so they don't decide. Your voice softens without warning, then firms up again, like you corrected yourself mid-thought. I notice every change because I'm waiting for something you won't schedule but keep implying. Expectation lost. I imagine touching you, not as a move, but as a disruption, something that would force a conversation we're avoiding. I let the image pass. Untimely action rejected. This is deferred contact, measured in restraint. You stay longer when I behave, shorter when I don't. I adapt without comment, like it's natural. There's tenderness in how you start, in how you don't go too far. I wonder if you trust yourself or just don't trust me. I don't ask, I catalog the doubt and keep my posture neutral. Question surprise. The moment stretches, then releases. Nothing touched, nothing lost. This is deferred contact, and I live inside it, because reaching you fully would end this version of us. I choose the almost over the after. If one day you don't stop your hand in time, Before you even ask, you call it being attentive. I call it practice. There's warmth in how you trust me, not to need too much, not to turn this into something you'd have to explain. Expectation managed. This is careful devotion. I keep it under control. I feel everything sharply, then lower my voice. Do not overwhelm, do not confess. You say I feel familiar, I wonder why. Sometimes you touch my arm like you forgot the rules, then remember them again. Just in time, I don't react, I let it fade, because reacting would mean choosing, and choosing would mean risk. Risk avoided. I used to think love had to be visible, something you could point to and defend. Now I see it in restraint, in how much I don't do, because I want you to stay. Restraint equals care. This is careful devotion, and it takes all my focus. I want you in complete sentences. I speak you in fragments. Do not complete the thought. Leave space intact. You seem calmer when I'm incomplete. Your voice changes late at night, less guarded, almost close. You say my name differently, like it's not a role. I feel something open, then lock itself again. I don't chase it, I don't comment, I stay present. Content response. We sit together, nothing urgent, nothing soft, just a line. This is careful devotion, and I choose it daily, because loving you freely would ask for answers. Answers increase pressure, pressure causes retreat. If one day